This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, has winter made its icy touch felt so soon? There is snow on the hills of Cardrona. The South Today reporter Mina Amso reports Balclutha is to lose two of its full-time policing staff. They're leaving to pursue new lives in parts further north. And a petition for a University of Otago professor to be reinstated has been submitted to the Chancellor's office in protest. Kia ora, good evening with The South Today. I'm Craig Story. The snow has arrived, but is this the real beginning of winter? Queenstown reporter Mina Amso was at the Cardrona Alpine Resort this morning, investigating the dump that the ski fields received and what they can expect in the next few days.
Queenstown looked stunning this morning, with snow along the remarkable skyline. Met Service meteorologist Lisa Murray says Queenstown can expect more of the same over the next few days.
This will be the start of the cold temperatures. What we're feeling now is definitely the start of those cooler temperatures into late autumn and then into winter. There is a possibility we could get, some warmer air for a time, but generally we'll see a colder air pattern now.
She says the cooler southerly wind has brought the drop in temperature.
Temperatures are looking to be, for this first week in May, are looking to be cooler than average right across the country. And this is looking at sort of a 10-year average, our norm at this time of year. So there will be cooler overall, and that's with these really cold southerly winds that are coming up, and it's a cold air mass. And that continues then into the third week of May. This is a particularly cold week, but for you guys then it will go sort of back to normal temperature-wise for this time of year.
She says another cold front is expected in the next few days, which will bring more snow to the ski fields. The early snow wasn't a deterrent for Cardrona Ski Resort construction workers this morning, busy installing the ski field's new chondola.
It's kind of a funny one. This time of year we're still trying to get lots and lots of tasks done, so snow makes things a little bit more difficult, but we're completely prepped for it. We're used to it. We're used to working through these sorts of conditions in May, and everything was planned and prepared for these snowfalls. So a little bit of a hindrance, but nothing insurmountable.
Mackie says the chondola project is ticking along nicely.
So we're about to splice the rope, so that's the main rope that's going to go all the way around, and the gondola cabins themselves and the chairs are going to sit on and go around. So that's a really big milestone in the project, and it shows that the project is nearing completion. Towers are all up, stations are looking good, and yeah, we're really excited to see that finished.
The chondola will be completed by the end of May in time for the resort's opening day of Juneteenth, a week earlier than last year. The season will run until mid-October. That's 18 weeks, making it the longest season in Cardrona history. Mina Amso, The South Today.
A Stafford Street resident says he feared someone would die when a party in the street got out of control at the weekend. Resident Jason Lindsay was visibly shaken when he described watching a very drunk woman climb onto a roof. He told the Otago Daily Times he really thought she was going to fall. Several business owners guarded their doors when revellers at the party, believed to be an annual event, began vomiting and urinating on the street and climbing on roofs. The police were called to the party, Lower Stafford Street, about 20 to 2, following phone calls from concerned neighbours. Dunedin police arrived in numbers and shut the party down. It was a disgraceful affair. Balclutha is to farewell two of its policing staff. Sergeant Martin Bull and his wife Tony Lee are leaving Balclutha to pursue new lives in Nelson. Sergeant Bull's last day was yesterday, while Mrs. Bull will stay on in Balclutha until their home is sold. Sergeant Bull says he will miss the community and the volunteering spirit of the Clutha district.
I think it's a tight-knit community. There's a big community spirit that everyone sort of gets stuck in and helps each other. Some of the emergency things that we've been to, everyone who's there just gets in and gets the job done.
He says he enjoyed his time in South Otago working with professional police officers who are passionate about what they do. However, it is time for something new, and his new role in Nelson of a family violence coordinator with the Ministry of Social Development. Farewell. Police have confirmed that Ben McLean, the Invercargill police officer accused of fatally shooting his wife, has been discharged from hospital and transferred to prison. He is charged with murder and attempted murder in relation to the recent shooting in Invercargill last Tuesday night. He was discharged from hospital late Friday afternoon. A 160 signature petition for a University of Otago professor made redundant has been submitted to the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor and Pro-Vice-Chancellor today. Professor Jackie Leckie was one of 2 anthropology staff made redundant during a review of the Humanities Division, which saw the equivalent of 16 full-time jobs cut. And there were claims today that a second staff member from the Department of Politics has also taken voluntary redundancy. Roselle LeBone reports.
There were smiles all around at a gathering for Senior Professor Jackie Leckie at the University of Otago's Centre for Global Migration last week. But Leckie says don't call it a farewell. While devastated and saddened by the announcement she would be made redundant after her 28th year as an academic at the university, she hasn't given up hope of continuing in the job.
I've been, continue to be in shock, but I would say more disappointed than angry.
A petition supporting Professor Leckie's reinstatement was launched in December 2016 by Dr. Anne Hattori and delivered today to the university's Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor and Pro-Vice-Chancellor. It has 670 signatures. Hattori said in a statement, "We have all been appalled that one of our most energetic colleagues is being manhandled and mistreated in this way." In February, the Otago Daily Times reported Tertiary Education Union President Sandra Gray called University of Otago Vice-Chancellor Professor Harleen Hayne unethical for her role in Leckie's redundancy. Leckie told the South today she was not behind the petition, but the support was humbling.
I was taken by surprise with the petition, absolutely taken by surprise, just as I was taken by surprise at being made redundant.
Former Otago University politics professor Dr. Bryce Edwards took voluntary redundancy at the end of April following a decade-long tenure at the university. And the student paper Critic reported today a second staff member from the Department of Politics has taken voluntary redundancy. Pro-Vice-Chancellor for the Division of Humanities, Tony Ballantyne, said in a press statement, "Despite recent changes, the teaching capacity in the departments remains strong and will meet the needs of current enrolments. Staff deliver research and teaching that is world-class, and I have no doubt whatsoever the future will be as strong and vibrant as the past." Professor Leckie's contract with the university is set to run out in June. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, search and rescue teams search Harrington Point for a woman missing since the early hours of Sunday morning, and a leading asthma expert says urgent action must be taken to address child asthma rates.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
They say the grass is always greener, but not if you have Ready Lawn. Call Ready Lawn today and make them green with envy.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost feel as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week, is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
This is the South Today. Search and rescue teams are searching the Harrington Point area of Dunedin for a woman missing since the early hours on Sunday morning. Nicola Headley, known as Nick, went missing from an address in Harrington Point in the early hours of Sunday the 30th of April and was reported missing last night. Sergeant Richard Panting says police are concerned for Nick's welfare given the heavy rain and the less than ideal conditions at the time that she went missing. Police and Land SAR volunteers are searching Harrington Point and the surrounding areas today along with friends and family. Nick is described as 36 years of age, average height and build, with long dark hair shaved on one side. Police ask anyone living in the Harrington Point area or other surroundings to check their properties, garage and outbuildings in case Nick has sought shelter in the area. If anyone has any information about Nick's whereabouts, would you please contact Dunedin Police. A leading asthma expert says urgent action must be taken to address child asthma rates amongst Māori and Pacific children. Otago University Professor Jim Reid says poverty is a leading cause in the level of asthma around New Zealand. A recent University of Otago study shows that hospitalisation rates for asthma are almost 4 times higher in lower socio-economic areas.
1 in 5 Māori and Pacific children have been diagnosed with asthma. This compares with 15% of children and 11% of adults with the disease in the New Zealand population. Professor Jim Reid says the issue is significant and more needs to be done.
It's very interesting because there's much higher prevalence of asthma among Māori and Pacific people. It's also associated with socioeconomic status, so I think that is one thing that perhaps could be improved. But also I think access to appropriate medical care is important. And I think there is some evidence that Māori and Pacific people don't access or can't afford to access care in an appropriate way.
Mortality from the disease is also higher among Māori and Pacific Islanders, despite the fact a simple test can help assess whether patients have their asthma under control. If left untreated, asthma can also cause permanent scarring on the lungs.
I think that is reasonable to make the care more affordable. Certainly treatment for children is now free up under the age of 13, and that has been a great advance.
Reid says last year alone 70 people died from asthma. New Zealand has one of the highest incidences of asthma in the world, with up to 10 to 15% of the population suffering at any one time. The comments come just ahead of World Asthma Day on Tuesday, May the 2nd. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Plans to make the Wanaka Yacht Club 4 times larger than it currently is were revealed today. The club's membership has been growing rapidly, helped by having America's Cup Chief Executive Sir Russell Coutts playing an active role, of course. The South Today reporter Tim Miller reports.
This is what the Wanaka Yacht Club could look like in the future. A building 4 times the size of the current one on the Lake Wanaka foreshore. The existing building is showing its age and is stretched to cater for a membership of 200 and rising. The club's plan is to spend up to $1.9 million redeveloping the building to cope with the growth over the next 30 years.
We've currently got 140 square metres here. The new building's around 550, so substantially bigger, but a lot of that is boat storage for our rescue boats as well. So it's going to be significantly bigger and a good move forward.
The project has the backing of Sir Russell Coutts, who has been coaching young sailors on Lake Wanaka and believes development could help Wanaka secure national and international yachting events. The next step is a feasibility study before a resource consent application is lodged with the Queenstown Lakes District Council.
I mean, we could get some opposition. The neighbours that are directly opposite the yacht club have all said they like the idea of what we're doing for the new club, so that's a good step in the right direction. The good thing is we're here. We're currently here. It's not like we're looking at a greenfields fresh start. So the fact we're here is going to be easier to get through, I think.
The new building will include boat storage, changing rooms, a race control hub, office space, meeting room and public cafe. I'm Tim Miller for The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, crushing northern sports teams in typical southern style. And it's 121 years old and back to its original form. Dunedin's old prison prepares for the next century of operations. Also, sharks, the ODT and the weather.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikorai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules, Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Saturday night is now 3 hours of Hollywood movies. Tune in for the hijinks of Laurel and Hardy or the smooth moves of Fred Astaire.
Sprindale. Ah, they've become very good friends.
Saturday nights, 7 till 10. Thank you for staying with the South today. The Southern Steel are the only unbeaten team in this year's national netball competition. Playing at home at Invercargill's Stadium Southland, the team continued their winning streak in emphatic style, crushing the Northern Mystics by 20 points. Southern Steel coach Rana Bloxham says she's pleased to get the victory after a rocky start which saw the home team trailing by 7 points in the first quarter. The Southerners turned around the early shock to eventually win 66-46. Playing back-to-back games, the Steel host the Pulse in Invercargill tonight, and they're scheduled to play at Invercargill's Edgar Centre on May the 7th. Dunedin's old prison has 4 new trustees, a new tenant with the tourism market in mind, and it's ready to move to a new stage in its evolution. The prison was decommissioned in 2007 and the Trust bought the property in 2012. The 121-year-old Victorian-style building has been returned to its original form. Ongoing work to replace decorative architectural elements removed from the front of the building have been completed recently. So the Dunedin Prison Charitable Trust, yes, it's a real thing, is turning its attention to future uses of the former jail that is one of the city's more unusual historic buildings. And new trustees have been appointed for their range of skills and their background. Amanda Jane Brosnan, Barry Timmings, Kate Hesson and Virginia Nichols form the band. This week, a woman's leg was bitten by a shark as she bodyboarded in the Catlins. You'll remember. The South Today's Roselle LeBone asked people in the street if they thought that it was safe to return to the water.
I didn't even hear about it, so we're just visiting, so.
I'll tell you what keeps me out of the water, the cold.
Never go in the water.
The cold keeps me out of the water. If I was a surfer, I might be a bit nervous.
Yeah, it would quite bother me.
You'd be a bit scared?
Yeah, I don't like the water.
Yes, because we were going to go swimming and we were like, oh no.
Yeah, I like it, but not with the sharks.
You're from France?
Yeah. I've seen in the news, but just about the attack, she survived, I think. So.
I've been surfing to the Catlins a few months ago, and I surfed with dolphins. No shark.
It's a good place to swim. Nice waves, so.
Let's recap tonight's top stories on the South Today. The snow has arrived, but is this really the beginning of winter? Mina Amso visited Cardrona and we had her story earlier. The thin blue line is getting a little bit thinner in Balclutha as Sergeant Martin Bull and his wife Tony Lee are leaving to pursue new lives in Nelson, and a 670 signature petition supporting a now redundant University of Otago professor has been delivered to the Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor and the Pro-Vice-Chancellor. And with all of that and a whole lot more, tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Phil, what's going on? You've got the latest and the hottest. What's going on?
Well, you mentioned the Pulse match between the Steel tonight. Well, we'll have reports on that in the paper tomorrow, of course.
Jolly good.
The cigarettes, North Otago, there's been some very big cigarette thefts. Not too surprising, is it? The black market in cigarettes was always going to develop, wasn't it, with the price of a packet?
Oh, it's such an expensive product. Very tempting.
Now, Littleton is spending $56 million on a new cruise terminal area, wharves. We look at whether this is good news or bad news for Port Chalmers and Dunedin. I wonder which it is. Invercargill, news just come through in the last 20 minutes, been chosen as a new refugee centre. So that followed Dunedin. Dunedin's experiences on the whole appear to have been positive, so no doubt there'll be good strong support in Invercargill for those people.
Plenty of room to grow.
And a sports story too. The Highlanders have a new assistant coach, a well-known former All Black who's been coaching in Britain, and I thought I'd just tease it and we can read more about it.
Good reasons
tomorrow.
to buy the paper.
Indeed.
Outstanding.
Thanks.
Also, thank you so very much, sir. All right, stand by, prepare yourselves for the weather. This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Collagen Plus. In the southern view, red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. That's from the beautiful land of Queenstown. To our situation, we should prepare for a cold week ahead as colder fronts arrive throughout this week. Wintry showers and cold southwesterlies across the south. 2 words, polar fleece. To the southern outlook, Balclutha freshening nor'westers, rain and cold all across the Catlins. Down to Gore and Lumsden, you can expect similar conditions. A little bit more rain in the Catlins though. Alexandra for you, moderate nor'westers and high cloud, 14 for you. The similar conditions for Queenstown, although you can expect rain later. Te Anau, moderate nor'westers, rain and high cloud, and the same for Wanaka. Oh dear, Te Anau. And to Oamaru, light nor'easters, 5 and 13. Marama, light nor'easters, high cloud, similar conditions. Timaru, light nor'easters, and similar things for Twizel, with temperatures pinned in the low teens. A little bit of sun in Oamaru if you're lucky. In Dunedin tonight, crisp, clear, cold but near freezing at 1. Tuesday, sunny and cold, cloud developing by the afternoon, lowering by the evening, bringing showers and moderate northerlies, 7 and 14, that's optimistic. Wednesday brings showers, cold southerlies, strong by the late afternoon, but improving by sundown, 5 and 13, wintry showers all this week. Invercargill, tonight, well, it's 7. Fine westerlies too. Tuesday opens with low cloud, mild nor'westers increasing, rain by the afternoon, becoming persistent by the evening, 7 and 13. And Wednesday opens well, but tips over by the afternoon with showers and strong, cold sou'westers, 5 and 12. Expect wintry conditions and cold sou'westers as the week progresses. Time to put some hot food into you. That's the end of the South today. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow night. I'm Craig Story. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.